What's going on there, monkeys? Welcome to the next episode of Lake George Amusement Park here at Coaster Monkey Studios, where we are building a realistic American amusement park. And in today's episode, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be revisiting our coaster we built in the last episode. Now, if you haven't had a chance to check that out, make sure you take a look. It was really fun to build that coaster. But so in this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to be supporting that coaster. So get excited, grab your popcorn and your snacks and sit on back and enjoy this video. Now, if this is your first time joining us, welcome to Coaster Monkey Studios. If you would like to subscribe and like, and don't forget to hit that fun little bell jammy, that will notify you as to when videos are coming up on our channel, new stuff. And if you are coming back, well, welcome back. I really appreciate you guys joining us. So what are we doing here on camera in this current moment? Well, we are just wrapping up a few little things to the entrance and exit of our parking lot. Now, I'm going to really do my best over the next few episodes to not bore the heck out of you by making just lines. I promise I won't bore you as much as I can. And that's what a lot of this episode is. You're going to see there's going to be a lot of jumping around in this episode because, well, I didn't want to bore you. I could have, trust me. I got a good 15 minutes of me just making supports for a coaster, which could be very tedious and boring. But yeah, I think you've seen pretty much me do all of this stuff that's on camera right now. But I didn't want to leave it out because then you'd be like, well, I didn't know you did that. Tell me if you like that. Tell me if you don't like that. Tell me if you want me to keep stuff in, if you want me to take it out. Tell me something. Comment. Guys, comment all you want. Let's have a conversation. And if you have not commented on any of my videos, well, you could always comment in our Discord. Yes, I said it. We've got a Coaster Monkey Studios Discord now. I'll put a link down at the bottom in the description of the video as to how to reach that Coaster Monkey Studios Discord. And if you don't know how to use that link, well, then you can just very simply search Coaster Monkey Studios on Discord and join our little community where we kind of hang out, chat and voice chat. We share pics and videos of real life stuff, PlanCo stuff, Planet Zoo stuff, just have a community style vibe. But let's get into our video. So what are we doing here? We're finally putting the supports on this coaster. Now 3 minutes into the video. So this is my technique. This is how I do it. Now I don't know how other creators build their supports, but this is PTC style. So it's again, it's very similar to a GCI or a CCI, but there are some variants now to keep in mind. Now, this coaster was built in 1923 in real life. The Yankee Cannonball. 1923? Yes, 1923. The Yankee Cannonball. So, what you're seeing here is kind of me laying out the overall structure of what, for instance, this turn is going to look like. Now, why did we do this turn first? Well, since it protrudes so deeply into our parking lot, we've got to kind of set that perimeter up, right? So that's what I'm doing here, kind of setting the stage. Now, don't shoot me. I am doing this now, but there's a reason why I'm showing you this, because I do change this a little bit. There's a reason why I'm showing you. So trial and error is a huge part of this game, especially when you're kind of figuring things out and using reference photos and stuff. And that's what I was doing. I was going back and forth between the reference photos. And I wasn't sure whether or not this angle was going to be too wide. So, or spread out too far. So IRL, I would say it's probably about a 15 degree angle. And that's what I did here. I did a 15 degree and a 11.25 degree at the end. What you're looking at right now is a 30 degree angle coming off the side of the coaster. So definitely not ideal, but you kind of get the gist of how I do it here. Again, I didn't want to bore you with this because this becomes very tedious. Doing it is tedious, watching it is even more tedious. But you kind of get the vibe of what I'm doing here and how to kind of set it up. And we're going to skip around just a little bit as we move on to the next step where I change the angle to that 15 degree. And I think 15 degrees works better. It's more in line with the real coaster. And we're going to jump back in and we're just kind of stretch all these out again. And then you can really see the variant between that 15 degree and that 11 degree there, or the variance between the two, which is pretty cool. I like the silhouette that it gives. It really gives great shadow play with the lighting in this game, especially if you've got the sun shining through, whether it be in sunrise or sunset, which you've seen in quite a few of our glamour shots, I think, at this point. So there's going to be a lot of this too on PTCs. I don't know if you've noticed, they've got these random support just like thrown about. Now, many PTCs were built quite a while ago, and many of them are heritage coasters, and that's why I kind of value. I talk about heritage coasters a lot in my videos, but I value the nostalgia factor that these coasters carry. And the reason why I love this company PTC is because they do such an amazing job, or did such an amazing job without the technology that we have today, computers and such, and algorithms and all that fun stuff. So, a lot of these supports, you're going to see as we kind of build this out, look a little rando, like those short ones that were just kind of sticking out. But there's a few of those throughout the build of this coaster, and you'll see those as we progress. But here, as you can see what I do in kind of getting our horizontal beam straight across, it's very simple. I take that top beam that we had there, I bring it back to that 0 degree angle, and then I just duplicate. It's tedious, it's a lot of work, but building the support structure for these wooden coasters is just a ton of duplicate. Copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. But it's worth it in the end. I think it gives the overall look that we're going after. Again, to support a wooden coaster is not easy, but in the end, it's the satisfaction factor. It's completely satisfying once you've done the work and you kind of sit back and look at it and you go, yeah, damn it, I made that. It's that great feeling, that deep vibe. I said the V word. Look at that. So once you've got those vertical supports in, you then come back and you kind of pull one out, and then start attaching them side by side on a horizontal plane, and it gives you this really nice lattice work, which I love. And then you come back in and you pull that now horizontal piece, and you bring it on that diagonal, and you connect those corners to create a really clean, I guess you could say diamond pattern. It wouldn't be a diamond, it'd be a triangle pattern. Pythagorean theorem. Just make sure your angles are all set. And the trick that I use is I take a 4 meter and set it in place, and then switch it to a 2 meter. And then see what I'm doing there? Yeah, see, I place them. Now, for me, I don't know if it actually does make you go faster, but it makes me feel like it's going faster. So I kind of place them all and go back and then, duplicate and stretch them out. But I use that 4 meter to kind of set it in place first and then stretch them out just like that. Look how easy that is. Like boom, 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 done. Feels like it goes faster. I don't know. But as we jump around again, we're now jumping into footer territory. So these are super simple pieces here. These footers, they're concrete columns that you find in the construction tab, in the building tab or whatever. But it's super easy. You just line them up, square them up with that base, and I try to make sure they're the same height as the in-game prefab ones that kind of pop up when you build the coaster. So that's a thing. But I feel like they give the same vibe. Now, if I wanted to, I can go, a step further and put in like bolts and all that other fun stuff. But I'll be honest with you, I'm at the point now where it's like, I don't want to kill my frame rate. So yeah, we didn't do that. At this point now on the bottom, you don't have any cross beams on the bottom on a PTC. You just have a diagonal beam. So I went forward with that same ideology, and again, using that 4 meter. Now, at this point of the coaster, most times you won't need anything shorter than a 4 meter. So it's good to just plop those right in. It gives you a nice sense of speed as you're kind of banging through these. But again, remember, this is 10 times speed. So that takes a minute to kind of build this all out. but again, super satisfying to look at. You know, when you take that step back and you're just like, wow, yeah, see, like, there's me doing that, admiring my own work. Now, in real life, the parking lot kind of wraps around the outside of the coasters, so we're just periodically looking back at kind of what that looks like. And you're going to see me do that a couple times. There's actually a segment here we actually kind of go back and paint the terrain work underneath the coaster here, which is, again, I think necessary to make sure you have that varying terrain texture and color. Now, IRL, the coasters, actually, obviously, the support for the coasters are connected in real life. And I wanted to give some type of nod to that by doing this without actually, you know, having them connect, per se. So I kind of fiddled with that idea a little bit with those cross beams. You kind of see me go back and tweak those out. But this is what I was talking about here with the random supports that PTCs have that I noticed. They're just like, you know, 5 random supports that go up on an angle, have a nice little cross lattice in between, and that's it. You know, there's nothing else to them, and that's what I kind of dig about it. You know, it's simplistic, yet it's form and function. Ooh, that's the phrase I would totally use. So as we jump into this next portion here of the video and kind of work on this diagonal lattice work, let's discuss a little bit of what's been going on the channel. So we just posted our first vlog of the 2021 season. For anybody who's excited for that, definitely check it out. I'll put the link up top for that vlog. I'm super stoked to get that out to you guys. I mean, it was such a great day. And it was awesome to kind of see the gang, CJ's Crazy Coaster Crew, kind of get out and just do our thing, which we crazily do. And you'll see in that vlog if you want to check it out. Super fun. But yes, we posted our first vlog. We've got a couple of trips planned out over the next few months to go to different parks. Obviously, Great Adventure on the 27th will be there, which is fun. So if you guys want to come join us out there, that'd be awesome. And then... or if you see us out there, you know, make sure you say hello. And then we've got a couple other parks on the roster. We want to do a little Mid-Atlantic trip, go down to Virginia for Busch Gardens and for King's Dominion, and then up to New England to hit Six Flags New England, and some other fun parks up there. But yeah, definitely gonna do some major traveling this summer, local, like Northeast, you know, Western Pennsylvania, you know, just to get out this summer. I definitely want to hit down to Florida and just do a long weekend to do Busch Gardens, Tampa for Gwazi, and then SeaWorld and Universal for Velocicoaster and for Icebreaker. So that'll be fun. I think my biggest coaster that I'm most excited about this summer, personally, is Jersey Devil. And then right behind Jersey Devil will be Pantheon in Busch Gardens up here in the Northeast. Those are my 2 big coasters personally. I'm very, very stoked to get on those guys. What are your favorite coasters, guys? What do you guys think? Comment down below. You know, what are you looking forward to this summer? Are you going to be able to get out to theme parks at all? If you're not going to be able to get out to theme parks, or if you are going to be able to get out to theme parks, what theme park are you going to? And what coaster are you getting on? Or what's your favorite coaster you'll be riding this summer? Or what are you looking forward to most? I definitely want to hear from you guys. Give me some feedback on that. But aside from the vlogs, obviously we've got our Blueprint series is picking back up again this week. So you'll see that this Saturday. We put out a poll on both YouTube and Discord. Now, again, I'm going to mention the Discord, but we put out a poll on both YouTube and Discord to kind of see what we want to build in this Saturday's video. And it looks like we're going to be building the coffee shop and supporting food carts, which will be super fun. So make sure you guys check out that video series, the Blueprint series. We're doing some really great stuff. I'm actually surprised that the performance stage, did not perform as well on the workshop as I thought it would have. So that's interesting. Do you guys not like my performance stage? Like, oh my god. So upset. But yeah, so back to the video. It's like we were saying here, edging out and kind of sorting out what this parking lot looks like around our coaster. Really focusing on that terrain paint and making sure that we've got it down pat, because this is going to be the defining line of what we're going after for that parking lot, right? And then we are going to come back at a later date, and we're going to come back with some nature and do some real nature underneath and around this coaster to really make it come to life. And I think that's what it's missing personally, is that nature and that vibe. But there's a lot of planning that goes into this, and again, it's all pencil sketch until it's stamp of approval, right? So that's what we're doing still at this point in this video, is we're still pencil sketching. Now, in real life, there is an underpass that goes under the coaster over to a maintenance area. So that's what we've started planning out there a little bit. And you'll see kind of what the support structure looks like around that portion, which is super fun. And I'm excited to kind of get into this whole section of building, because this is going to be all like maintenance area, support area, HR buildings, corporate buildings, stuff like that. So it'll be fun to kind of build this whole area out with the parking lots, which I hate parking lots at this point. But all the maintenance vehicles and the clutter. I love doing clutter and kind of finding different things to create that environment and that vibe. Oh, I said the V word again. You know what I mean. But here we are, just kind of reiterating this whole feeling around this turn. Again, this is the two turns are probably the heaviest supported. Now, when you look at the GCI that I did this around the entire coaster, right? Whereas with this coaster, it only required in real life around the two turns where it gets the heaviest portion of supporting, lateral supporting, and then obviously on these taller portions here, where we've got our main lift hill, we've got our first hill and our second hill. Otherwise, there's no other real lateral supporting that is done on the real life coaster. But I just wanted you guys to kind of see what the process looks like. Yes, it is tedious. I'm not going to lie. It's got its tedious vibe, and I said the V word on purpose, to it, because it's just so arduous. At the end of the day, you're just like, oh my god, I'm still doing supports. But again, it's all about that satisfaction factor. It is so satisfying to get those Tegid cam shots of that coaster with the lateral supporting done. It's just, I mean, there's nothing more satisfying to me. And I love wooden coasters. I love wooden coasters in real life. I love heritage coasters. So for me to be able to kind of create that or recreate that in this game, to me, it's an outstanding feeling. Now, one thing I would suggest for you guys when you are doing this type of build is that all of your supports you're building for your coaster, you make them all into one group. So this way it's easier to copy and paste and maneuver within the group. It was something that I've learned over now, this being my second supported wooden coaster, that it's just easier to make sure it's all collected into one group, right? Now this area here, it's going to have some fencing around it, so we won't have to worry too much about the supports getting hit by a car. It's something I definitely thought about. But you'll notice me doing a lot of pulling in, pulling out as I'm building out the supports for this portion of the ride. and it was odd because I couldn't figure out the right angle and how I wanted it to look. I wanted it to look as close to the real version as possible, but I did notice that there were some variations or variants between the two that I was trying to sort out. Like, for instance, this portion right here, where these supports disappeared when I put in the road, which was odd. So I had to go back and kind of lay those back in. But you'll notice I'm doing a lot of pulling out and then doing close up, pulling in, closing up, because I want to make sure I have the right look. So as somebody driving through, for instance, you would still get that same feeling. You notice I kind of do that swing through with the camera through that underpass. Now, in real life, it's just wood. There is no metal there. Like in our GCI, we had our metal I-beams crossing through. We don't have that here because in real life, it doesn't exist. There are no I-beams crossing over that underpass. So that was fun to look at. Now, don't get excited, guys. This next portion that you're seeing here, you guys are not going to see again for a very long time. I'm just laying out framework for what this area is going to look like. But this is where our Gerschlauer Infinity 320, I think it's a 320, it's going to get thrown in. So these here are maintenance warehouse buildings here that we're putting in, our mini parking lot and driving area, and then we've got our Gerschlauer, which you're going to see pop in a second here. Here it comes. And you could thank a friend of mine from Discord. Again, I'll mention the Discord. One of our members of Coastal Market Studios, also part of PCF, known as Pants. Yes, we call him Pants. Little Kevin. He worked on that Gerschlauer for us. Did a pretty close replica to the real layout. He's going to come back and he's going to do the supporting for that at a later date. And he'll be on film with us as well, which will be pretty cool. Or in a later episode. But for now, that's just a placeholder, so don't get excited, people. And again, so is this ride, just a placeholder, so don't get excited. Yes, this is a car ride that exists in real life there. That car ride will be there. But, yeah, so we're going to change that layout just a little bit in a later date. But as we wrap up and get closer to the end of this video, so as you can see, we did our supporting for our coaster, which is great. We kind of expanded out our parking lot a bit more, which is awesome. And I think we fulfilled what we wanted to, which was kind of set the stage for the next few episodes, which is building out our parking lot, which is going to be handicap and coach buses. Oh my, words difficult today. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining us here at Coaster Monkey Studios. We're going to leave you guys with some glamour shots of our supports that we did. Thanks so much for joining, and we will catch you next time here at Coaster Monkey Studios. Thanks so much for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ciao.